Well, good evening and welcome to the Machida Stadium in Machida, Tokyo for Machida Zelvia against FC Seoul. The AFC Champions League Elite is back and the East Region League stage kicks off today. 27 degrees centigrade, still very warm indeed in these parts. At Machida Zelvia, it is an historic evening for them, a side who are only playing their second top-flight season in Japan's J1. An extraordinary campaign after winning promotion at the end of 2023 saw them challenge for the J-League title and top J1 for a good part of last season before eventually falling away. But they did finish third and qualify for Asia's top club competition. It is a first ever AFC competition campaign for Tokyo's perhaps somewhat unknown club, but are bursting out of the shadows of the likes of FC Tokyo and Tokyo Verdy in the last couple of seasons. A meteoric rise. They nearly caused an upset in J1 last season. Could they cause an upset in AFC Champions League Elite and go deep into this competition? The first test then in continental competition pits them against the two-time former runners-up FC Seoul from the Korea Republic, but a side who themselves have been struggling for regular form and return to Asian club competition after a 5-year hiatus. Currently 6th in the K-League, some 26 points behind the leaders Yeonbuk Motors, 5 adrift of qualifying for the next edition of the Asian Champions League Elite. It was a really tough test then for FC Seoul on their return to Asia's top table. Well, real excitement around this arena with the AFC Champions League Elite coming to town. Currently 5th in J1, but so tight is the battle for Japanese supremacy this season that they lie just 4 points behind the surprise leaders Kyoto Sanga domestically and second-placed Kashiwa Reysol. 115, lost 9 of 30 league games this season. They have a Tokyo derby against FC Tokyo to look forward to in the Emperor's Cup semi-final, the major domestic cup competition in Japan's. Heady heights then for Machida Zelvia, the club that has pretty much come from nowhere in the last few seasons. Led J1 with only 8 games to go in the last campaign before falling at the final hurdle. FC Seoul there led out by Jesse Lingard, former Manchester United forward and England international, still only 32. 1 or 2 fitness doubts surrounding the FC Seoul captain ahead of this one, but he does make the opening Champions League Elite game. Suffers to say then, this is the first ever meeting in AFC competition, as it's Machida Zelvia's first ever match in AFC competition. Well, those that chose Machida Zelvia rather than the more traditional Tokyo clubs are pretty pleased that they did at the moment, but they couldn't have expected nights like these to arrive quite as quickly as they have. Disappointing result at the weekend. They were held here 1-1 by Yokohama FC, a team in the relegation zone in Japan. It took a late equaliser 2 minutes from time after they were a goal down on 56 minutes to take a point from that game. It's a second match though without a win going into this, following an extraordinary 5-3 loss at the home of last season's Champions Elite runners-up Kawasaki Frontale. A 1-1 draw with Yokohama FC though, ending a run of 9 successive home wins. They've been in good form here. They are 10 unbeaten at home since a 3-0 loss to Yokohama F. Marinos, another team who are struggling. They did lose 6 of their opening 9 games at home this season before finding form here and going on that run of 9 successive wins. Two sides make their way out then into this wonderful atmosphere. Stadium that holds just over 15,000, but barely a seat to be had this evening. And this is the one they've been waiting for since wrapping up that third place finish. It was enough for them to qualify for the AFC Champions League Elite as Vissel Kobe completed the domestic double in Japan, winning the Emperor's Cup. And so that route into this competition dropping to third in J1. And Machida Zelvia could celebrate, and a prize they certainly deserved after a remarkable first ever top flight season. Will their first ever AFC club competition season prove remarkable too? So a clash then for two teams from the two most successful nations in this competition, and its forebearer, the Asian Club Championship. The Korea Republic have produced 12 winners and 19 finalists. Japan, 8 winners and 14 finalists, 3 of them from the last 3 years. The Rao Reds lifting the trophy in 2022. Yokohama F. Marinos and Kawasaki Frontale both falling short in the last 2 seasons. Ulsan were Korea's last winners in 2020. So Machida Zelvia make 4 changes from the weekend draw here with Yokohama FC. The back 3 system, so reliable for them, remains. Henry Mochizuki returns to the right wing-back position, while Kosovan international Ibrahim Dresevic also returns to the side. Former FC Seoul forward Na Sang-ho comes in to face his former club, as does his fellow Korean Oh Se-hun at centre forwards. Askar Najafaliev of Uzbekistan is the referee for this one tonight. The VAR and assistant VAR also hailing from Uzbekistan. 2 captains. Chen Shoji, one of the back 3 of Machida Zelvia. He'll be up against Jesse Lingard, who leads the line along with Marko Dugandzic for FC Seoul. There is the team then for the visitors. 5 changes for them after a second straight loss at the weekend. Park Jong-hoon and Park Soo-il both come into what is expected to be a back 4. Lee Sung-moo is recalled to midfield with the Brazilian Lucas Rodriguez up front. Former United forward Jesse Lingard has shaken off a knock to captain the side and will partner the Croatian Marko Dugandzic in the FC Seoul attack. So they've never won this competition. Twice, though, made it all the way to the final in 2002, and 12 years ago now in 2013. The last time they competed at this level was in 2020. They actually finished 4th in the K-League last season, which wouldn't generally be enough to see them qualify, but they did qualify as Gimcheon Sangmu uneligible for AFC competition, as they are the military-owned club where professional Korean footballers serve out their national service. But they are back after 5 years in the continental wilderness. Not in the best of form, it has to be said. They've lost their last 2 away. They've lost their last 2 in all competitions, and 3 of their last 4. Just 1 win in 5 for FC Seoul, arriving here at a side that are in pretty good form on home territory. So it's FC Seoul who get us underway at the Machida Stadium in Machida, Tokyo. Machida Zelvia against FC Seoul in the AFC Champions League Elite East Region, match day 1. And both sides will be keen to get off to a winning start. It's a big week for Machida Zelvia. First ever continental competition match. And then next Tuesday they travel to the J1 leaders Kyoto Sanga with a chance to move within a point of the top and put themselves firmly back in the J1 title race. Machida Zelvia in their traditional all-blue, FC Seoul in their change strip of black and white stripes. And it's an early throw for the side from the Korea Republic. Thrown forward towards Lucas. Hando with the header away. Park Song-chun across. Hayashi trying to get the ball into the penalty area early, but FC Seoul back in possession with Lee Sung-mo. Choi Yun playing it forwards. Machida Zelvia quickly into the ball though. Work rate of this team has been terrific over the last couple of seasons since their climb from J2 into the top flight. And they're on the front foot already. Na Sang-ho. Early opportunity. Got on the ball. The angle was against him. It was a decent effort. And Choi Chil-won tipping the ball over the top from Na Sang-ho. Almost scoring against his former club within a couple of minutes. Machida Zelvia corner. Dresovic coming short for it. Forced backwards here, Machida Zelvia didn't make best use of that set piece, but here's Mochizuki. Can't control it. And that's a goal kick for FC Seoul. Machida Zelvia on the front foot immediately. There is Go Kurada, the coach who's done such a wonderful job in pushing this club into the spotlight of Japanese football and now Asian football. FC Seoul in a bit of possession here. Lucas picking up the ball, cutting in and trying to go for goal. Dresovic getting a foot in immediately. Still it's not away. A touch back to Yong Seung-woo. And then ushered behind by Jen Shoji. Kim Ji-dong, the coach of FC Seoul, took over in December of 2023 and returned the club to the AFC Champions League after 5 years. Former coach of Pohang Steelers, winning the Korean FA Cup in 2023. Actually won the Asian Champions League as a player with Pohang Steelers in 2009, did Kim Ji-dong. Ru Jae-moon. Clip forward towards Lucas. Well defended though by Dresovic. Park Soo-il with the throw. Gets the ball back, clips it forward again to Ru Jae-moon. That's another FC Seoul throw. Lee Hando. Choi Chul-woon going long with it. Dresovic under the header though. No, not the cleanest of clearances from Shoji. It's a throw for FC Seoul. Been scoring goals in their last couple of games, but they've been conceding as well. They were beaten 3-2 at Gangwon at the weekend, 6-2 at Gimcheon prior to that. Here's Lucas. Trying to twist and turn his way through. Good challenge though by Na Sang-ho. Lee Sung-mo. And Park Soo-hil outs it on. Lucas with the cross in. Young Sung-won taking the loose ball down. It's a good spell this for FC Seoul. So early in the game as well. Roon Jae-moon. Now back with Lee Han-do to Park Soo-hil. Lucas. Well played by Henry Mochizuki. His attempted clearance blocked away by the Brazilian Lucas. Lucas Rodriguez, who's spent most of his career playing in Portugal, the likes of Casapia and Maritimo. Moved to the Korea Republic last year. Here's Hayashi. Forward by Shoji. Mochizuki couldn't control it. And Lucas picks up the loose ball and then is taken down by Ibrahim Dresovic. Difficult one to control, in fairness to Mochizuki. Lee Han-do. Now back with Shoji. Here's Okamura. Too much on that though, and Park Sung-hoon with plenty of time. Lee Sung-mo. That's intercepted by Ryuki Mai, played out to Yuki Soma. It was a real threat for Machida Zelvia. Got to the byline, got the cross in. 8 goals, 8 assists this season for Yuki Soma in J1. A real live wire in the Machida Zelvia attack. "17 international caps for Japan. Came through at Nagoya Grampus before a loan with Kashima Antlers. Arrived at Machida Zelvia in 2024 for their first top flight campaign. It's very much a key part of their almost amazing success. Dugandzic switches it out to Park Soo-hil. Touch off by Lee Sung-mo. Now Park Soo-hil. The pressure from Na Sang-ho. Interesting to see how FC Seoul's back four deals with the movement, the creativity of Na Sang-ho and Yuki Soma in behind Oh Se-hun. Ryuki Mai winning the ball back. Hayashi. Now Shoji to Okamura. From Dresovic. Okamura again. Dresovic. Playing anywhere across the back line. Ibrahim Dresovic could also step into a defensive midfield role if necessary. So throw for FC Seoul. Well, that very early effort from Na Sang-ho for Machida Zelvia. It's been a somewhat nervy start from them. FC Seoul getting on the ball a lot now. Roger Moon out to Lucas. Park Soo-il to Lee Han-do. Shifts it on one more to Park Sung-chung. Fed out by Lingard. Yong Sung-woo. Park Soo-il. Happy to go back and keep possession, FC Seoul. Well, FC Seoul's first ever Asian Club Championship campaign back in 2001-02 resulted in them reaching the final, so perhaps Machida Zelvia could take inspiration from that. They were beaten by Suwon Blue Wings 4-2 on penalties after a 0-0 draw. First time they played in the Champions League format was in 2009. FC Seoul, they lost to Qatari team Salal in the quarter-finals that year. Have played in 10 Asian Club Championships or Asian Champions League campaigns. 2 finals, 2 semi-finals, 3 quarter-finals, and a round of 16 exit. They've only failed to progress past what was group stages twice before. Their first shot at the league stage system that was introduced last season. Mochizuki with the throw to Dresovic. It's looking like a back 4 for Machida Zelvia. Generally they play with a 3. It does look as though Dresovic is playing in a right back role. Here's May. Shoji, the captain, on the left, with Nakayama and Okamura, the 2 central defenders. With Koze Tani. Tani going long out towards Shoji. Nakayama was in space in the centre. The header away by Park Soo-il. Here's Dresovic. Now Yuki Soma pops up all over the place, left, right and centre. Generally the player with the keys to the opposition defence. Here's Okamura. FC Seoul will be well aware of the threat that Yuki Soma possesses, as well as their former player, Na Sang-ho. Scored 29 goals in 104 games for FC Seoul, did Na Sang-ho. Dresovic back to Koze Tani. Mochizuki with the touch in field to Nakayama. Sommer made the run. It's played in field instead to Na Sang-ho. Sommer's initial cross blocked by Cho-yun. Now Shoji. Into Daihashi Okamura. Looked up for options, there weren't too many ahead of him, and that's interesting, isn't it? Look at the possession in favour of FC Seoul. Don't often see that in continental competition, the away side having so much of the ball. Mochizuki. I mean, it's felt like they've had more, but not to that degree. Machida Zelvia need to get on the ball more, and particularly get the likes of Sommer and Na on the ball as well. Hayashi with the throw. Okamura making his way forward from the back. Player who's weighed in with 3 goals in J1 this season, the centre-back. Well, that's an easy gather in the end for Choi Chul-won. Sehun has struggled for goals this season, just 2 in J1. And 25 appearances. Doesn't always start. His last goal coming in mid-August in a 3-0 win here against Cerezo Osaka. Scored against the same team back in April. Here's Okamura. Shoji. Shoji again. Will clip forward for Oh Sehun to chase. I don't think he was overly happy with the delivery. Apart from that early chance, not created a great deal in the opening 18 minutes. They're a side who does find the back of the net regularly. Only 3 clubs in J1 have scored more this season. Kyoto Sang are the leaders, Kawasaki Frontale, last season's Champions League Elite finalists, and Cerezo Osaka scored 46 in 30 games domestically, Machida Zelvia. Can they transfer that, though, to the highest stage? Here's Dresovic. First target, of course, will be a place in the top 8 of this League of 12. To advance to the knockout stages in the round of 16. Okamura. And that's out of play before Dresovic could even try and control it. For all their possession, not an attempt on target yet from FC Seoul. Machida Zelvia's first attempt on target from Na Sang-ho was as close as either side have come to scoring. It was a terrific save, really strong hand from Choi Chul-won in the FC Seoul goal. Camera's had her down. Lucas. Lee Sung-mo. Now Ryu Jae-moon. Lee Han-do. Half-hearted press really there from Oh Se-hun. And the header on through the middle towards Yong Sung-won, just come off the right side. Na Sang-ho took a bit of a kick on the ankle after he released that. Referee waving play on though. Here's Lucas. Might decide to go alone. The camera though forcing him wide, and the rather uncomfortable slide into the advertising hoardings. Tried to take on a camera wise to it. Both of them losing their footing in the end. Daishia Kamara, who joined the club after suffering relegation with Consadole Sapporo at the end of last season, has come in and been a regular in the sides. Space here maybe now for Machida Zelvia. Ambitious effort from distance for Yuta Nakayama. Another versatile performer who's just as happy in the centre of the midfield as he is in the centre of the defence. Often does drop into the back three, but that was a wayward effort from Nakamura. Player who's played in the Netherlands and in England, was Pek Zwolle for 4 seasons, a couple of seasons with Huddersfield Town. 2 goals in 37 appearances, just the one this season for Machida Zelvia. Na Sang-ho chasing after that, but losing out. Well defended again by Park Soo-il. Lee Sung-mo. They've looked like a well-oiled defensive unit in the opening 22 minutes here. Not at all like a team who's conceded 9 in their last 2 away games, FC Seoul. They've lost 3 of their last 4 away, but generally they've been okay on the road. Those 3 defeats are also their only 3 losses in their last 11 away games. Although it's going back 5 years, they've actually lost their last 4 away at this level of competition. Lost all 3 away group stage matches in 2020, the last time they played AFC Champions League. And they have just 1 win in their last 10. That was a 3-2 victory at Western Sydney Wanderers. You have to go back to April 2017 for the last away win of FC Seoul in Asia's top club competition. Park Soo-il. Little flick by Lucas, managing to find Lingard. Clips it in field to Lee Sung-mo. Choi Yun making a run on the outside. This is Yong Sung-won. And that's a throw for FC Seoul. Roger Moon over the top. And try as he might, Yong Sung-won wasn't getting there. Good ball from Jesse Lingard there, switching the play up. Well, they've had a lot of the ball. Seoul will feel that he hasn't been on the ball enough. Lively start from Yong Sung-won, 28-year-old who has a couple of caps for the Korea Republic. Dresovic. Tani going long. Header by Park Song-chun. May stepping in. Here's a camera. Neither team seemingly want to press the other when in possession in their own half. Camera again with time and space. Shoji. She back again to Koze Tani. And now a camera. Well, they keep probing, but they continually are being forced backwards by Seoul. Lack of movement up ahead of the man in possession, which is unusual given the quality they have up there. Is Na Sang-ho. He and Sommer in particular. Two such fluid players, always rotating around, making themselves available for the ball, but not so far tonight. Shoji. Now Dresovic. Or camera. It's all a bit passive so far when Machida Zelvia are in possession. And that just sums up the opening half an hour for the home team. It's not like them. Just one of their last four. 2 draws and a loss. And then to that astonishing run of 11 successive wins in all competition between June and August. 5-3 loss to Kawasaki Frontale at the end of August, by the way. That was still their only loss in their last 15. Just started to draw a couple that generally they would have won. It's Park Soo-il. They'll be desperate to avoid what happened to them last season, where they lost form right at the end of the campaign. Hiroyuki Mai is the player down. .32 caps, 6 goals for England. 149 appearances for Manchester United, a succession of loans to various English clubs, Leicester, Birmingham, Brighton, Derby, West Ham, before the final season with Nottingham Forest. Has been at Seoul since 2024. Little step over. Machida Zelvia getting bodies forward now. Yuki Sommer coming short. Manages to whip that cross in, punched away by Choi Chul-woo. On by Dresovic to Mochizuki. Lucas trying to turn away, but Mochizuki was wise to it. Dresovic. So Machida Zelvia throw. Go Corridor will be fully aware that his side are capable of better than what they've produced so far. Goalkeeper getting himself in a bit of a tussle there. Choi Yun did well to chase the initial ball away, but one back by Nakayama. Ball clipped into the penalty area, the header down by Mochizuki. And then Lee Sung-mo clearing the danger away initially. Choi Yun out towards Yong Seung-won. He felt he was fouled. The referee didn't agree, though, and FC Seoul back on the back foot again. Yuki Soma finds space to deliver once more. It was too high, though, for Hayashi. And this is better from Machida Zelvia. Hayashi fires the ball across again. Park Song-chun clears, and it's fired back in and off the post by Yuki Soma. Dresovic. Soma with the header again and cleared away by Lee Sung-mo. Now Lingard shifts it on to Lucas. A chance of a counter here for FC Seoul. Still going. Tried to take on Dresovic. Same result as when he tried to take on Daihashi Okamura. Best spell of the game so far, though, from Machida Zelvia. It's a terrific effort from there. Dug the ball out from behind him, Yuki Soma. And Choi Chul-won beaten. But thankfully for FC Seoul, the post wasn't. And it remains goalless. Na Sang-ho onto that, but gathered by Choi Chul-won. Well, Seoul have had more of the ball in the opening stages, but Machida Zelvia have certainly had the better opportunities. Na Sang-ho denied by Choi Chul-won, and Yuki Soma there denied by the upright. Lee Han-do up towards Yong Seung-won. Here's Lucas. Dugandzic is ahead of him. Jesse Lingard has it now. Spread out to Roo Jae-moon. Now Lingard. Lucas, there's an overlap from Park Soo-il. Gets the cross in. Too high for Dugandzic. And that's a poor effort from Lee Sung-mo. Promising attack, though, from FC Seoul. Began his coaching career, Kim Ji-dong was a Korea Republic under-23s assistant, then Pohang Steelers youth coach, before landing the main job there. As a player, by the way, became the K-League's oldest scorer at age 39 back in July of 2011 in a 7-0 win for Pohang Steelers against Daejeon Citizen. So he's certainly embedded in the history of Korean football. Choi Chul-won. Up towards Dugandzic. Kuzetani quickly off his line, but it wasn't the best ball to Dresovic, who couldn't control. And FC Seoul have a throw in a decent position here. Lingard. Still yet to muster an attempt on target. FC Seoul. Held up by Oh Se-hun. Here's Lingard. And Park Soo-il to Lee Han-do. Now Jesse Lingard dropping deep, picking up the ball. Looking to make the play. He's very much the one out of the front pairing with Marco Dugandzic, who does drop off Lingard. There's Lee Sung-mo. Choi-yun. Now Lee Han-do out to Lucas. Just under 10 minutes to half-time, 0-0. Choi Chol-won in the Seoul goal, certainly busier than Kose Tani at the other end. Yuki Soma was the intended target there by Yuta Nakayama, but got the pass horribly wrong. Here's Yong Sung-won. He's been one of the standouts first half for the visiting side. Lee Sung-mo. Park Song-hoon. Going long this time, Dresovic underneath it though. It wasn't the best of headers. Got away with it though, the Kosovan. "25 caps for Kosovo. He was born in Sweden and represented Sweden up to under 19 level. Lucas. Now Lingard. Chance to switch the play up to Yong Sung-won. Choi Yun outside him. Yong Sung-won again, returning the ball in. It's a penalty. FC Seoul have a penalty. Crazy challenge, really, from Kotaro Hayashi. And FC Seoul, who've looked lively on the counter without really creating anything when it mattered most, have a glorious chance now to get their noses in front. No surprise that Yong Sung-won was involved. Lovely exchange with Choi Yun. And the overlapping right back, clipped from behind by Kotaro Hayashi. And having been denied two great chances in this first half, Machida Zelvia, one with a fine save, one off the post. It is FC Seoul now with the best chance of all to take the lead in this contest. And Jesse Lingard with the ball in hand. And there is a VAR check taking place on the penalty. Scored 7 goals this season, Jesse Lingard. 3 of them have been from the penalty spot. His last goal was a penalty in the 1-0 win at Daejeon towards the end of July. Hasn't scored for 4 games, Jesse Lingard. Can he put that to bed now? It's poor defending from Hayashi. He allowed Choi Yun to get goal side of him. He was always in trouble, and if there was any contact, penalty was always likely to be the outcome. Well, now he's going across to take a look to see if there was contact. Full speed, it did look as though Choi Yun was clipped by Kotaro Hayashi. But maybe not, let's see. Did he trip over his own feet? Yeah, when you see it from that angle, he does put his hands on him, and I think that is what makes Choi Yun throw himself to the ground. Does the knee catch the foot there? This is a really tough one for Askar Najafaliev, the Uzbek official. Does he throw himself to the ground, or is he caught? When you're running at speed, it only takes the slightest clip and you're over. And that's the difficulty with these VAR reviews. There's certainly no contact there. does have his hands round his middle, but at that point you wouldn't say it was enough for a penalty. It's whether the referee decides that there was enough contact to send Choi Yun down. And it looked at full speed as though there was a real tangle of legs. Well, that certainly isn't the case when you see it back from that angle. Is his back foot clipped by the knee? This is a really tough call. Now from that angle, doesn't look like he does catch him. There's the hands on the waist that give Choi Yun the opportunity to go down. You see it at full speed, it looks like he's clipped, doesn't it? But then when you slow it down, you wonder if he has been. Well, who'd be a referee? This is one of those. Sometimes when you watch it back, it's obvious. This one certainly isn't, and that's why he's taking his time. Lovely little ball from Yong Seung-won. He's had a terrific game in the first half. Well, he's made his mind up. Could go either way, this. And the decision is no foul. Well, they're mightily relieved. Touch and go moment there for Kotaro Hayashi. And disappointment for FC Seoul, relief for Go Kurada. It remains 0-0. And no penalty is the decision. Kotaro Hayashi, the most relieved player inside the Machida Stadium. Header away by Park Song-chun. On by Choi Yun. I think what was telling from that decision is that there was no yellow card for simulation for Choi Yun. Here's Lee Han-do. Ryu Jae-moon. Dugandzic couldn't control a camera with the header away. Shows just how tight it was, the fact the yellow card wasn't produced for the FC Seoul right back. Played through by Lee Sung-mo. Yong Seung-won lost the ball and then fouled. He's had a terrific first half for FC Seoul, the right-sided midfielder who does come in off the wing an awful lot and involve himself in central areas as well. Hayashi. That's a poor ball. Yuki Soma, the intended target. Choi Chil-won going long. Strong header from Okamura. Drasovic. Here's Shoji. Hayashi. 5 minutes to be added on. Most of that, I imagine, for the VAR penalty check just a moment or so ago. Here's May. Dresovic. Camera back to Tani. Mochizuki. On by a camera. Jesse Lingard not getting the chance to end his four-match run without a goal then after all. Lingard's touch to Dugandzic. There's Park Soo-il. Did well there, Nakayama. Hooking the ball away with timely precision. Park Song-chun. Now Choi Yun, who looked as though he'd played his part in the breakthrough for FC Seoul, but in the end not so. Helped on by Lee Sung-mo. And this is Yong Sung-won. He's really giving Machida Zelvia problems down their left side. Held up that time by a camera. There's Park Soo-il. Park Song-hoon. Lee Sung-mo again feeds it out to Yong Sung-won. So positive, looking forward the whole time. He got that pass wrong though to Lucas, who was in space. Driven forward by Koze Tani. Lingard wins it back. Now a bit of space for Park Song-hoon. Choi Yun. Yong Sung-won again. He's been so involved in this first half. Made the run there for Choi Yun, who didn't spot it, went backwards instead to Park Song-chun. And the header out by Henry Mochizuki. Lee Hando. Header on by Dugandzic. Mochizuki. That wasn't the best of passes, was it? Played Nakayama into a bit of trouble. Did well to get a toe to it, though, and helped on by Dresovic. Now Lucas. Choi Chul-won in the end, just hacking the ball clear for FC Seoul, and now he can gather. Choi Yun. Time maybe for one last attack for either side before the break. Header on by Yong Sung-won. Ball not sticking with Marko Dugandzic at the moment, the Croatian centre-forwards. And so the Machida Stadium still awaits its first goal here in Asian club competition. They've come close though. Yuki Soma striking the post. Na Sang-ho denied by a fine save by Choi Chul-won. FC Seoul haven't created barely anything in open play, but they did think they'd won a penalty when Yong Sung-won played in Choi Yun. who tumbled under the challenge of Kataro Hayashi. But after a long VAR review and a really difficult situation, Asker Najafaliev, the referee, deciding that it wasn't a penalty after all. An intriguing opening 45 minutes, the second half to come shortly. But at half-time, it is Machida Zelvia 0, FC Seoul 0. And welcome back to the Machida Stadium in Machida, Tokyo. And FC Seoul making a change for the second half. Min is coming on in place of Yong Sung-won, somewhat surprisingly. He was really lively in that first half. So FC Seoul moving first in terms of substitutions. Well, the Machida Zelvia backline will be delighted to see the back of Yong Sung-won, who was causing them all sorts of problems. And that is Shota Fujio, who is coming on as well, and he's going to replace Oh Se-hun, the Korean striker, who did struggle to have too much of an impact. Service wasn't great to him, though, in fairness. So both sides making a change for the second half. Shota Fujio, who's scored 3 goals this season, 2 in the last 3 games, though, including an Emperor's Cup quarter-final win against Kashima Antlers. Also on target in the 5-3 loss to Kawasaki Frontale recently. So changes for both teams. So the second half underway. Machida Zelvia 0, FC Seoul 0 at the Machida Stadium. First ever continental match for Machida Zelvia. Here's Hayashi. No way through there. Home team with the 2 big chances in the first half. Denied by goalkeeper and post. FC Seoul yet to create an on-target opportunity in open play. Their best chance was an overturned VAR penalty decision. Header on by Mochizuki. Confirmation that Fujio is on. Replacing the Korean, Oh Se-hun. Moon Song-min replacing Yong Sung-won. He must have picked up a knock in that first half. Is Moon Song-min now? The substitute. Jesse Lingard. Now Moon. Lingard again. Choi Yun. Sends it forward this time towards Dugandzic. Well read though by Koze Tani. Now Mai. He's in a great deal of the ball in those midfield areas. Mochizuki taking on Lucas. The Brazilian did well though, made the tackle. And it's a throw for Machida Zelvia. Spent 8 years in the second tier of Japanese football before their promotion in 2003. Remarkable achievement, really, to be playing in this competition whilst in only their second top-flight season in the club's history. Hayashi. Failed to get that away, and Nakayama picking up the loose ball, didn't stick though. Shoji, he thought about unleashing that when the ball sat up for a minute. Just a moment's hesitation though allowed the challenge to come in from Lee Sung-mo. Good challenge by May on Lucas. Lee Sung-mo. Cho Yun steps away from Hayashi. Moon Sung-min. Now Park Soo-il. Lucas just holding the touchline outside him. Mochizuki across. Park Soo-il. And the cross way too close to Koze Tani. It's been the story of the match so far, really, from NFC Seoul point of view. The final ball overhit, underhit, or too close to the goalkeeper. Camera. From Shoji. Here's Mochizuki. Sent the cross in early this time. Hayashi, the left wing back, picking up the loose ball. Soma wasted no time in getting the cross in. Mochizuki, touch back to Dresovic. Now May. Fed across the penalty area, and Lee Sung-mo clears the ball away for FC Seoul. Kotaro Hayashi coming across to take the throw. We'll try and get some distance on this. Comfortable header away though by Roo Jae-moon. Now the substitute, Moon Sung-min. Not onto it for too long though. Machida Zelvia back in possession with Ibrahim Dresovic. Shoji. Yuki Soma. Camera. Shifted on again by a camera to Na Sang-ho. And cleared away by Park Soo-il. They're struggling to get a foot on the ball at the start of this second half, the visiting side. Nakayama. Now Shoji. Fizzes that one across towards Mochizuki, but well headed by Park Soo-il. Now Ryu Jae-mo. Shoji. Couldn't manage to keep it in play, and FC Seoul have a throw and a bit of respite from the early Machida Zelvia pressure. A club that's been renowned over the years for producing top-level players through its football school, selling them on and earning the profit from other teams. They produce them for themselves now. Throw for FC Seoul. Cho Yun with it. Ryuki Mai. Ball clipped over the top for Fujio to chase. Support now from Soma. Wasn't the best ball to him, but he's dug the cross out, trying to return it to Fujio. Here's Dresovic. Goes for goal, but it's off target. Really positive start to the second half, though, from Machida Zelvia. You wonder if there were some strong words from Gokurada during the half-time break. Certainly weren't themselves in the first half, despite the fact they did create a couple of decent chances. Dresovic, who has just the one goal this season in the 2-1 win away to Cerezo Osaka. Second season in Japanese football. He scored 3 last season. One of those that was brought in, Dresovic, to strengthen Machida Zelvia for the assault on the Japanese top flight for the first time. Couldn't have imagined how well it would go. But this season they've certainly shown it was no one-off. Hayashi. Shoji. Clipped out to Hayashi. Looking to take on Choijun, who stuck to the task. Throw finding its way to Nakayama. Here's Mai. Oh, tried the 1-2 with Na Sang-ho, which just didn't quite come off. Here's Lucas. Now Moon Sung-min. Solid header away from Shoji. And that's going to be a foul from Yuki Soma. Played in Portugal for a couple of seasons on loan with Casapia while he was at Nagoya Grampus. 5 goals in 14 appearances for Japan. Jesse Lingards. Choyun steps away from Yuta Yokoyama. Min Sung-min. Touch off from Duganzic. Park-seo down the line to Lucas. Fended off the first challenge. Again, a deep delivery, but way too deep again. Final ball, the decisive moments, not quite happening for FC Seoul, which will be mightily frustrating to Kim Ji-dong, the FC Seoul coach. Currently 26 points behind the leaders, Yongbuk Hyundai Motors, in the K-League. 5 adrift of the Asian Champions League Elite places and Asian Champions League 2 places. Knocked out of the Korea Cup in the quarter-finals by the league leaders. It's a welcome distraction, this, from the difficulties, the rigours of a awkward domestic season for FC Seoul again. Currently 2 places down on where they finished last season, which was 4th. Machida Zelvia getting bodies forward here. Hayashi again will look for the long throw. Better distance this time. The header on from Mochizuki. Hayashi again delivers in towards Fujio. And a throw for Machida Zelvia, keeping Seoul penned in this second half. Dresovic delivers. Hammerer trying to get on the end of it. Mochizuki feeding it back in. And Park Song-hoon with the clearance away. Touch off by Machizuki. Dresovic. Now Shoji. Certainly been one-way traffic at the start of the second half, but herein lies the danger now. The counter from Lee Sung-mo. Lingard with the delivery, and it's in from Marko Dugandzic. FC Seoul breakthrough, despite being on the back foot for the majority of this second half. Well, Machida Zelvia came out with purpose, penning back FC Seoul, looking to get the breakthrough, but one wayward pass there from the captain, Shoji. And FC Seoul did the rest. What a ball from Lingard. And Marko Dugandzic, who's been feeding on scraps, to say the least, in this contest. Only needed the one big chance to get the breakthrough. Just got his foot there ahead of Dresovic. It's Machida Zelvia 0, FC Seoul 1. Coming completely against the run of play since half-time. But that is football at this level. And something Machida Zelvia will have to learn very quickly. What a part played by Jesse Lingard. Half an hour to go. Machida Zelvia 0, FC Seoul 1. Side who had been on a terrific run until the last couple of games. And they've suffered a defeat and a draw. A draw against Yokohama FC, a match they certainly would have pinpointed for 3 points given their struggles this season. And now behind again, and here's Lucas trying to get in. Dresovic getting back this time, and it's a corner. Machida Zelvia preparing some more substitutions. Lingard to deliver. Dugandzic making his way into the centre again. A deep delivery, but straight into the hands of Kozetani. Hayashi. Min Sung-min with the block out for the throw. Chance maybe for Kurita to make his changes. Not just yet, though. Hoka to Shimada, and Takuma Nishimura look as though they're the two who are going to come on for Machida Zelvia. Sommer. That was a poor ball to him. All he could do was head it on, really, and now the changes can come. And Na Sang-ho, who very nearly scored in the opening few minutes against his former club, is one of those to make way. And Hiroyuki Mai in the centre of midfield is coming off as well. Takuma Nishimura coming on. The flag is up. Shimada involving himself almost immediately. Two goals in his last 3 games, Shimada. The Emperor's Cup quarter-final win against Kashima Antlers and the 5-3 loss to Kawasaki Frontale as well. Here's Lingard. Now Lucas. Cuts in, goes for goal, and it's straight at Tani. Continually making history of late, Machida Zelvia reaching the Emperor's Cup semi-finals off the back of that win against Kashima Antlers. History in itself, it's the furthest they've ever been in not only that domestic cup competition, but in any. Reached the quarter-finals of the Japanese League Cup last season for the first time as well. Here's Hayashi. Touched through by Shimada. All the way through, though, to Choi Chul-woon. Now, that was a real unexpected punch to the stomach, that goal for Machida Zelvia, who would have felt they were beginning to turn the screw a bit, take control of the contest. Dominant start to the second half, and yet it's they who concede. Hayashi. Oh, that's given away by Yuki Soma. Wins it back, though, tigerishly. And Shimada overheading that one, although it is a Machida Zelvia ball. They may not have played at this level for 5 seasons, FC Seoul, but they certainly showed the kind of quality needed on the counter to succeed in this competition. Came initially from the Gen Shoji mistake in giving the ball away, but goodness me, didn't they punish them. Precision ball from Lingard, precision finish from Dugancic. Corner floated in, punched away. The whistle has gone, though. And what a shame from Machida Zelvia point of view, because that was quite the finish. The whistle had long gone. And Lee Sung-mo has a problem now for FC Seoul. The foul on the goalkeeper was what the whistle went for. Kamaya, who was up there giving away the foul. Well, he produced a fine save to deny Na Sang-ho early in the first half. May well have even got the slightest of fingertips to Yuki Soma's effort that came off the post. It was difficult to tell, though. Here's Shoji. Shimada. Mochizuki. Positive run. Gets the cross in as well, headed away by Choi Yun. In the corner for Machida Zelvia, who have dusted themselves down from the concession of that goal. Back to where they were, penning back FC Seoul. Just need to remember to keep the door shut this time. FC Seoul more than happy to settle in, try and soak it up and look for another counter-punch. Hokuto Shimada with the corner. Comfortably dealt with by FC Seoul. Another throw for Machida Zelvia. Well, if they fail to win here, it would be not ideal form to travel to Kyoto Sanga next week for the midweek round. Long-range efforts straight at Choi Chul-woon from Gen Shoji, trying to make up for his error in giving the ball away for the only goal of the game so far. Match day 2 of this competition. Sees Machida Zelvia travel to Malaysia to face Johor Tazim. Games coming thick and fast for them. Nishimura. Shimada. No way through again. Lingard leaving it for the goal scorer, Dugandzic. First goal that for Dugandzic since the end of June, a 4-1 win against Pohang Steelers. Sommer lifts the cross in, the header towards the far post is off target from Nishimura, the substitute. Ended a run of 9 games without a goal for the Croatian striker. Good ball that from Sommer. Hung it up high. Nishimura hanging in the air, but couldn't keep the header on target. First season with Machida Zelvia, who was signed from Yokohama F. Marinos. Played in this competition with them last season. It didn't feature beyond the league stage. Here's a camera. Nakayama. Well, he was caught after he delivered that. It's going to be a free kick to Machida Zelvia. No further action from the referee. Yeah, he's a bit late in trying to block that Marko Dugandzic. Excellent job tonight, refereed in a no-nonsense manner. Allowed the game to flow whenever possible. Not a single yellow card produced so far either inside the last 20 minutes. Just a word is enough. Shimada with a free kick for Machida Zelvia, heading for defeat in their first ever AFC club competition match. Mochizuki with the header across, stabbed away by Moon Song-min, and now Jesse Lingard. Dugandzic is charging forward looking for the same delivery, and he almost found him a bit further out this time though. And Henry Mochizuki did really well to stick with Marko Dugandzic. It's clumsy from Park Jong-hoon. Free kick for Machida Zelvia. And now a double change for FC Seoul. So Marko Dugandzic has scored the goal, but he makes way. Cho Young-wook coming on. And Lucas, the Brazilian left winger as well, replaced by Anderson Oliveira. Here's Sommer. Headed away by Park Jong-hoon. So one Brazilian for another for FC Seoul. Well, try as he might, hasn't found a way through. Yuki Sommer, normally so reliable in terms of his creativity output. Another opportunity for Anderson to impress. He's not long since joined FC Seoul from Suwon made the move in July. Just his 9th appearance for them. Jen Shoji. Here's Nakayama. Camera. Slide rule pass into Yuki Soma. Can he work some magic here? Feeds it out to Hayashi. Driven across by Shimada. Well defended by Lee Han-do. Touch of cramp by the looks of things. Hwang Do-yoon is being ready to come on for FC Seoul. Midfield player. Well, what a start this would be. What a return to the top level of Asian club competition for FC Seoul. Last featured in 2020. Couple of games against Gwangju and Yongbuk Motors before they face Buriram United. Their next 3 games in all competitions are all at home after this trip. Long throw by Hayashi. Mochizuki with the header on into the dangerous area. Park Soo-il got it away, and the overhead kick is well off target from Yuki Soma. Lee Sung-mo making way for FC Seoul. Hwang Do-yoon coming on. Just 22 years of age, Hwang Do-yoon. Broke through in 2023, but last season he was in and out of the team, only featured a handful of times. This really is his breakthrough campaign. He scored his first goal towards the end of August in a 3-2 win against Ulsan. Now featuring in the AFC Champions League Elite. Involving himself immediately. Jesse Lingard was after that. Taken away by Shoji, the header on by Soma. Running at a time, Machida Zelvia. Hayashi's long throws haven't brought much joy so far. Pretty comfortably dealt with by FC Seoul. Camera forward, Nakayama in there. And again by Hayashi. So much distance, it's over everyone. Dresovic arriving at the back. And that's another corner. Well, Shoji gave the ball away, but Dresovic allowed Duganzic to just get his foot goal side of him for the only goal of the game. He'll be feeling a degree of culpability as well as his captain for the concession of that goal. Mochizuki looking for space. Fujio got a glancing touch to it. Moon Sung-min hooking the ball away. Nakayama with the header back. Cleared again by Park Soo-il. Lingard. It's a good ball looking for Anderson. What can the Brazilian produce here? Anderson cuts inside, tried to feed it in to Cho Young-wook. Wonder why he didn't go for goal himself, really. Here's Moon Sung-min. Now Hwang Do-yoon. Moon Sung-min, Anderson. Just holding the ball up well under pressure from Nishimura. Cho-yun, Anderson. Touch from Cho-yun again. And Moon Sung-min not on the same wavelength as Cho Young-wook, or vice versa. Centre forward going the other way. Here's a camera. Jen Shoji. Machida Zelvia preparing another change. Mitchell Duke, who scored the late equaliser against Yokohama FC at the weekend, set to be reintroduced. Could he do it again? Hayashi. Fed across into the penalty area. Fujio was there, and it's touched into the back post by Mochizuki. And I think the flag has gone up. Or has it? No, it counts. It's 1-1. He looked as confused as anybody. Everybody was waiting for the flag. I think he thought he was offside himself. Henry Mochizuki still looking across in that direction. Well, let's see. VAR, of course, will check it. Well, he looks as though he's being played on by the FC Seoul player on the near side, Hwang Do-yoon. Shimmered a lovely ball across. Fujio with a complete miss kick. And then it arrived at the feet of Henry Mochizuki, and he couldn't believe his luck. Well, time seemed to stand still for a second there as he touched it away. It is now being checked, of course. Well, the VAR decision went their way with the penalty in the first half. Initially looking at that, it looks as though Hwang Do-yoon on this near side is playing him on. Well, certainly plenty of talking points in this contest. And that is a yellow card for Jin-Soo Kim on the FC Seoul bench. So nobody on the field has received a yellow card, but Jin-Soo Kim has for FC Seoul. And it is a goal. Hwang Do-yoon indeed, playing Henry Mochizuki onside. And with just his second goal of the season, levels it up for Machida Zelvia. Dresovic has been replaced. So Mitchell Duke on. No need for his heroics after all. But maybe in terms of finding a winner. Henry Mochizuki, Machida Zelvia 1, FC Seoul 1. Fujio, who I suppose gets the assist, despite the fact he completely miskicked the ball. It was the work of Shimada on the near side that really set it up. Here's Fujio, clips it in again. FC Seoul clinging on a bit here. As Machida Zelvia look for the winner, Shimada hits it. Hayashi looking to get on the loose ball and does get there. And Anderson helping to get the ball away. Kaya Sento, by the way, has come on as well for Machida Zelvia. Now AFC Seoul on the front foot with Cho Young-wook. Mochizuki across, has given the ball away. Yuki Soma, replaced by Sento. Here's Anderson. Now that's straight at the goalkeeper, worth the try though. And he's been lively, Anderson, since coming on. All 5 changes made now for Machida Zelvia. One at the weekend here against Yokohama FC, having been a goal down. Equalised 2 minutes from time in that one. They levelled a bit earlier on this occasion now. Yeah, it was there to be hit. More of a scuff shot though, wasn't it, from Anderson? And Jesse Lingard going off. He has been suffering with a bit of a knee injury of late. It's been questionable whether or not he would have started the last couple of games, but he has done. And Chon Song-hoon on to replace him. Good performance again tonight, though, from Lingard, setting up their goal. No more substitutions to be made for either side, so confirmation that Jin-Soo Kim has picked up a yellow card, though. I think for his protests about the goal, but he was certainly onside. Henry Mochizuki. On by Jemu. To Cho Young-wook. Here's Anderson. Moon Song-min. Been on the front foot a bit more since the concession of the equaliser, FC Seoul. Now Park Soo-il did well to dig out the cross from there. Henry Mochizuki with the header away. Shoji completes the clearance. Well, he looked as disbelieving as everybody else in this stadium, Mochizuki. He's not a player who scores many. An unlikely hero in terms of grabbing a goal. Just 1 goal in the last 2 seasons of domestic league football. But he is a Japanese international now, having started for Japan in their 2-0 friendly loss to the United States last week. Now he has the honour of scoring Machida Zelvia's first ever goal in AFC club competition. What a couple of weeks it's been for the Machida Zelvia right wing back, Henry Mochizuki. Cho Yun. Anderson swings the cross in, headed away by Nakayama. Anderson again. Well defended that time by Daihashi Okamura. Sent out again by Park Soo-il to Anderson. Good challenge by Shoji. Lee Hando, Cho Yun. Park Soo-il. Here's Anderson. Did well to ride the first challenge. Slotted in seamlessly in place of Lucas on that left side. Moon Song-min. Just trying to clip the ball through, but well read by Mitch Duke. Well, a bad ball forward either, but Fujio couldn't make anything of it. Mitch Duke just 2 games away from half a century for Australia. Part of Machida Zelvia's promotion campaign. 3rd season with the club now since joining from Fagiano Akayama. Another side who have elevated themselves into the top flight of Japanese football for the first time. Moon Sung-min. Here's Oliveira. It's rather a testicle twist, isn't it, for FC Seoul? It wouldn't be a bad point to start their league stage campaign. Fujio. Mochizuki. Launched forward by Koze Tani. Shifted on by Hayashi. Now Duke. Digs the cross out. Fujio touches it down, and it's fired goalwards by Nishimura. Was there a touch by Chul-Woon? It's an impressive move from Machida Zelvia. Great delivery from Duke. Good centre-forward play by Fujio with the chest down. And then the shot from Nishimura had plenty of power. It just sat up as he hit it. And I'm not sure there was a touch in the end from Choi. 5 minutes to be added on. Is there to be another twist in the tail of this one? Park Soo-il. Machida Zelvia suddenly finding wins hard to come by. This will be a 3rd game without a win now in all competitions. But they're still not losing many. And this does finish 1-1. It would be just 1 defeat in their last 16 games, and that was that 5-3 thriller against Kawasaki Frontale. Moon Sung-min has the return, space to cross here. It's not a bad delivery either, but Chong Song-hoon unable to get on the end of that one. Here's Anderson, who's picking up a lot of loose balls on that far side. Industrious, lively display since coming on from the Brazilian. Choi-yun. Touch off from Cho Young-wook. Now Park Song-hoon. Not too much time on the ball though. Duke got the foot in, but it's back with Park Soo-il now for FC Seoul. Anderson. 3 minutes to go. Park Soo-il with the cross in, the header away by a camera. And wins the second ball. Duke with the head on. And that's a foul on Sento. Free kick quickly taken. Here's Fujio. Duke has gone piling forward with him. Fujio may go alone. Twisting and turning, Fujio gets the shot away. Gets the ball back again. And then nothing coming of it in the end, and Duke with his hands on his head in the centre wanted the ball from Fujio. Here's Moon Sung-min. On camera. Kicking away at the ball, trying to win possession back, and does so. Here's Mitch Duke now. Fujio's in there. Well, it could go either way, this, couldn't it? It's terrific stuff. Both teams looking for the winner. Neither team sitting back and accepting the point. There is the opportunity to gamble much more so in this format than in the old group stage. The fact that 8 of the 12 progress. Why not try and win it? Hayashi's throw in. Here's Anderson. Slides it through. It's a good ball from Anderson. Moon Sung-min is in, but couldn't finish. The two wingers linking up. Koze Tane with a comfortable save to make in the end. Machida with the cross in. Fujio puts it over. Duke with the header back, and what a chance for Shota Fujio. Lovely delivery from Mochizuki, the goal scorer. The cushion header from Duke. And Shota shoots over. He knows that was the game right there and then. Shoji. Duke's header. Cleared by Nakayama. Roger Moon. On by Park Soo-il to Anderson. Is there one last chance for either team to try and win this? Held up by Mochizuki. Park Soo-il. Anderson. Roger Moon, and that's it. Machida Zelvia's first foray into Asian club competition finishes with a draw here. As it did at the weekend, it required a late-ish equaliser after Duganzic had given FC Seoul the lead on the counter-attack at a time when Machida Zelvia were dominant in terms of possession and making the play. But with 8 minutes to go, an unlikely hero popped up, Henry Mochizuki, who looked across to the official on the left side, assuming that he would be offside. Flag stayed down. The VAR check proved that he was absolutely spot on as he was played onside by Hwang Do-yoon, and it finishes all square between Machida Zelvia and FC Seoul. It is 3 without a win now, going into their top of the table clash with Kyoto Sanga. But their journey in Asian club competition begins with a draw. It's finished Machida Zelvia 1, FC Seoul 1.